Hello and welcome back. Today we are looking at Dread. Now, Dread is often referred to as probably the best bow in the game, although this will be largely up to you. Sadly, due to me playing with Rat Kusurnos the majority of the time, the charge rate of this weapon is for me what hinders it the most, and as such I am probably not too good with this bow. Now, I have seen this weapon go above and beyond in the form of damage, often paired with a sonar banshee to get that maximum amount of damage from its critical multiplier, as when you put a point strike on this thing, it happily breaches the 100% critical chance. It is actually tied for the highest critical chance along with Amphrex and a few other weapons such as Lens and Synapse. Now, in order to get this weapon, you can either get it from the Stalker or Shadow Stalker upon his death, or when he is forced to flee. You can also buy it from the What Stalker bundle, which in a way I kind of do recommend, not for Dread though. Dread is a very common drop from the Stalker. It's for the other two weapons, Hate and Despair, that you'll be wanting. Now, at base, this weapon has a 50% critical chance, a ×2 critical multiplier, and a 20% status chance. So in general, this weapon is very useful upon making a hybrid build. However, due to its slow fire rate, it does become a bit of a bitch to use in close quarter combat, and it does have an issue with object based health. This is high value armor targets. Despite the fact that it will pretty much trigger a slash proc near enough every single time, it will eventually start to struggle. I find the struggle area is about level 130, 140, depending on what frame you're using it with, either that be something to help increase the critical chance or at least bolster the damage, so Banshee, Chroma, etc. do help the weapon itself. Overall, this is actually a pretty darn good weapon. I mean, it's not referred to as one of the best bows in the game, or it's not the best bow in the game for no reason whatsoever. It bloody well is good. For me, it's a little bit short though. You know, it's kind of like that Stormtrooper from Star Wars. Now, I do like pairing it up with Excalibur because I do like the blind, and pushing it a little bit more further from there, it means I can actually take my time with the shots, and just generally having a little bit more of a different style of gameplay aside from the generalised spam Exalted Blade everywhere and give everyone eye cancer, which is, you know, not fun. But really, this weapon is actually really good. It does have a few drawbacks. It's got a lot of pros, it's got some cons, like I said. It does have very high damage, and it can stagger quite a few enemies with every hit. Of course, it's a bow, so Thunderbolt comes in handy, and every shot has an innate punch through, allowing it to hit multiple enemies, and as well as again with all bows, it is pinpoint accurate, as always when aimed down the sight. Now, it is largely slash based, so you probably can go for the whole viral slash build if you want. However, I only really find that particularly effective on infested targets. Against high armoured targets, again, I go with corrosive. You can argue either way you want, whatever one you prefer. I do find corrosive to be the better option for me, but again, like I said, you know, mod the way you want to mod. Don't always listen to what some weirdo on YouTube is saying. But in general, good weapon. I do recommend it. If not, at least to use, it is great for your collection. It's not just mastery fodder, it is a kind of a collector's item. It's the Stalker's primary, so you kind of want it. It's going to be a good weapon. Right, anyway, on with the build. Now again, I do have a Riven for this. If you don't have a Riven, I do recommend Hammer Shot to get your critical multiplier and your status chance up. I'm using Split Chamber, Serration, Prime Shred, if not, the normal Shred will do, Point Strike, Vital Sense, High Voltage and Malignant Force for Corrosive. You can do whatever mix you want there. And my Riven, which gives an increase in critical damage to infested, as well as status chance. Anyway, that's me. Thank you very much, and I will see you pretty darn soon. Ta-ra!